Back, ain't we, Dave?
Welcome back to the channel.
What are we working on this week, Dave?
Before we get started, this side up. Just remember, we've now released some of the merch. We've got a fair few of these trucker rats left. Get at us.
We've sold all the other rats, haven't we?
Yeah, we've sold the normal ones, but if people do prefer the normal ones, let us know and we can get some of them sorted. But we've got quite a few of these trucker rats we want to get rid of. We've got a couple of hoodies left, and a few t-shirts.
Yeah.
So yeah, get at us. Remember, follow us on Instagram and message us on there, and we'll sort everything out for you.
They're a very good price, aren't they, Dave?
Very, very good price.
So how much is a t-shirt? 20?
Right, t-shirts are 20, the hats are 20, and the hoodies are 30.
There you go.
Can't really moan
Can't
at that,
moan
can you?
at that.
So help us out, and I promise you now, we're keeping a note of all these people that have, you know, supported us on our first batch, and when we make it, you will be looked after. So get your merch in.
Anyway, enough of that. We're back on the Celica.
Right, we had a successful week last week. We're stripping the engine down. As you've seen in the episode, you know, the engine, there's the gearbox. You found out like the problem with the clutches. The engine's there. As you can see, it's absolutely filthy. Although it's been sat for how many years, though?
17?
17, something like that. It's been sat for 17 years. Look at the state of it. It definitely needs a good spruce up, and that's what we're going to do.
That's what we're getting on to, ain't we?
Yeah, we're going to, we've got the heads off. So our job today is me and Stoke.
Jack's feeling a little bit poorly.
Jack's feeling a little bit poorly because we did something different. Normally we film on a Saturday, but the Saturday just gone. Obviously of the whole strip down of the engine episode. We went out for the day. We took the GoPro with us.
So we might.
We might
include.
What you've got to understand is, you've seen what we like on camera. So what can you imagine when we're not trying to be professional and
when there's beer
it's all
involved,
out chaos?
and there's beer
so
involved.
we're gonna see what that comes out like, and we might have a little special episode for you, just so you can see what we like on a day out. But yeah, so Jack's feeling under the weather. I think he's got one of them. What did he have when he went to that? Went to that festival, didn't he? And he had the sweaty dreams.
Yeah.
He had some more of them come down dreams, didn't he? But yeah, so today, gonna get the cams out. Gonna get the head stripped.
Why have we got to get the cams out, Dave?
Because we're gonna get the head stripped down, because I'm gonna take it off to have it checked and skimmed.
Yes, and you can't, because the valves stick out, you can't skim the head, so...
Yeah, but obviously, so a machine will go around, but you know that, don't you? We ain't going to go too technical on that.
So we're going to get that sorted.
There's stuff like this we're going to sort out, and we're going to give it a good clean up.
And
then stuff like this, the subframe, we've got to take the rear subframe off, strip that down, and I'm going to take it off to the powder coater. So, hopefully this week, next week and the week after, you should see some big progress.
Big progress.
Get close, Jack normally gets close.
Oh, what do you think? Have you cleaned your fingers? Because I'll do... Boom. Everything's looking good, man. It's all looking solid, which we're really impressed with and real happy with. But there's certain bits we couldn't quite get to, so now we need to get to all these bits. I mean, it's clean, look, it's brought up all the undersealer, the original one.
I don't think we should touch that, I think we should just leave it as it is.
No, any bits what need repairing, underseal, like where the undersealer's gone, we'll sort like this sort of area here.
Yeah.
And that sort, it's not rotten, you know what I mean, that's just surface. We'll clean that all up, because obviously these are all the brake lines and
we've got to change all them, yeah?
This is what we're getting into, and obviously that there just needs all clearing up.
Oh, yeah.
And all round here, it's just surface. But in this episode, we've got to get, because these are rotten as a pair, these fuel lines have gone up there.
Yeah, look, get your light up here, look. See, look.
It's all gone.
Look at that, look.
Around here, look, Dave, I don't know if you can get that.
Oh, yeah. Get yourself
in there, son. Yeah, so they're well and truly... Well, it's popped, hasn't it? We've got no brakes on it. Yeah. And the fuel lines, I had to kind of do a bodgy repair.
Just to get it to run a little bit.
Just to get it to run. So, we've had a few people comment on the Celica page and bits and bobs on the YouTube saying, just do the fuel lines in like a braided line, which was dead easy because you ain't got to bend anything, just like what's name. But we're going to redo these in like copper, the brake line. So I'm going to get all that sorted, and you'll see in this episode us sorting all that out. So I think is now the other thing what we're going to do, this rear subframe, which is in good condition, because people are saying these rot out, and this is just surface, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So we're going to get all this off, because we want to get this sandblasted and powder coated, along with the other bits what we need.
Get these arms done.
Get everything done. Do you know what I mean?
Arms, yeah.
Get this diff off, get that good clean. That had a leak, and the tank's got to come off. We'll get this all cleaned up.
Sprayed black.
And the other thing is, whilst we're there, get this exhaust off, give it a good clean. It's in original Toyota exhaust.
Original.
It's not rotten. It's good, man. It just needs, just a good clean up. Spruce. Heat shield, get that nicely powdered.
This is literally all we've got. All this car, like Clive literally hooked us up, man. Because other than a few little bits and bobs that need doing, i.e., you know, fuel lines, brake lines, but that's because it's been sat and not used.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. It's not pretty straightforward, but it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a light restoration. But
the thing is, we're going to do it to the point where it's good enough that you just think, oh, I've got a mint Celica, but not too good that you don't want to drive it.
Yes. Steve's been assembling the lovely engine stand in the background.
I'll show them in a minute.
Yeah. I've been stripping down this head so we can get it skimmed. So let me just quickly explain why it's important to kind of, I mean, the shop where you take it to can do this, but they'll probably charge you. But if you notice,
and this is all for their benefit, isn't it, mate?
Well, they won't be able to be able. Yes, it is for their benefit, and they won't be able to skim the head.
We like getting our hands dirty done as well, don't we?
So see these valves here? They're all flat, and the reason for that is because I've took the cam out. So if you don't take the cam out, most of them will be in, but then one cylinder will be sticking up, and when they stick up, if you had the head skimmed, it catch the valves, and you don't want
it'll damage the valve.
You don't want that, and they can't skim the head. So by removing the valves, then all the valves, because these little bits on the cam aren't opening, and whichever way you turn it, you'll shut that one, but then that one will open, or whatever, vice versa. So by removing the cams, now it should have enough. It may not. They may say, well, no, we need to remove the valves, but we'll leave them with that and see what they say. But this is a non-interference engine, and there is a bit of meat there, so I can't see. There's a lot.
And I can't see it have been skimmed before.
No, but they take off
minimal
fraction, like literally a fraction. Yeah,
a mil of a mil.
Not even I don't know what even they take off. So I'm going to whip these off now, which will take that out. I'm going to take these out so they don't drop out, which you see how that one's falling out because I've tipped it up. We've got all the cams out, all the hydraulic lifters and that, labelled them all up in sequence.
Show them.
So this is all in sequence.
Right, turn them the other way because they're upside down at the moment.
I can't put them upside down, mate.
No, you know what I'm saying, upside down.
So that's camshaft side, that's inlet, that's exhaust, and how they come out, like 1 2 1 2 1 2 next to each other.
Somebody said you was like Jesse for Fast and Furious. They've hit the nail on the head with you, ain't they? What the hell is that?
You ain't seen it gone, but I won't know what that means. So good job we've recorded it. So yeah, so now all these are out. Like we said with the valves, all got that crap on there.
Yeah, don't repeat yourself.
All sitting flat now.
Yeah, sweet. We could all be lying on the sofa playing with ourselves whilst playing Xbox, couldn't we?
Is that what he's doing?
That's what he's doing. I'm sure like a new game's just come out, you know.
That makes
no, remember when the new game used to come out and you used to go, Mom, I don't feel well.
Tea's ready.
5
minutes.
10 minutes. I remember the once Grand Theft Auto come out and I actually drove
Dave
home.
didn't come out for 3 days.
I drove home from college to play it for half an hour and drive back. Well, Stokes was making a meal out of his job. Look at that. It's a mighty fine engine stand that is. Shall I get some threaded bar tomorrow?
Get some threaded bar so we can drop this on. So you'll see us in 2 secs. I like that, we're back. So getting it on Dave's wonderful engine stand, what you just seen him make. Dave's getting some stuff off the back of my truck. We've got parts washers and bits and bobs in Jack. Jack's back, he's feeling better. So let's get cracking.
My engine stand as well, I chose that colour.
Did you?
Dave just built it.
It looks a bit like a sunflower.
It stands out, doesn't it?
Behind here is all wet with oil. That's either leaked from up here somewhere in between this plate, or more than likely this rear crank seal is probably leaking because it's all built up here, and this is what we were saying in the gearbox, because obviously that is bolted to the side of that, and obviously there's all what's on there. So if it gets on your clutch starts to slip, so we should have a new one there in the kit, so we'll get that sorted out.
1, 2. Oh my God. Jesus. You can't lift that.
Alright.
Perfect.
You know what?
You're on
Piss me off, you do.
You don't wear gloves, so watch what you're doing in them.
Fashion suicide, this is. Green and orange.
At least we can see you.
If you know where your hands are. No,
Do you remember doing this in your unit with that Cosy engine the first time? Like,
You laugh though, wasn't it?
it's just like, it's funny. Man.
Half it's still around there, mate.
We did that with the engine crane as well.
Oh, what? You mean that Ford Sierra that we'll never see again?
Never got forward to you.
Do you know, I literally forgot I had it the other day.
I don't even know.
No, I literally forgot I had it. I was like, you know when you like ponder and that, no, yeah, I got this, I got that. And it just went out there, and then I went, and I don't know what happened. I was like, there's a Cosy somewhere.
You'll have all the Cosy bandwagon on us now, Dave. We dropped the gearbox off with transfer box on, which was a bit difficult, but it come off in the end. But for refitting, we're going to fit this all separately, and we've got to take it off anyway because we've got a broken lug there. Nothing major, but we've got another transfer box which is supplied, which he said he thinks is in good working order. So yeah, if it isn't, we'd only actually, you could remove this side case, but it's a bit, you know, a bit much. Yeah. So we're going to split this because we're going to get this cleaned up. Rather, I think we might get this aqua blasted. That's what we're thinking, aren't we?
Yeah, it might tidy it up.
Yeah.
Even though you don't really see it,
but
why not? Why it's off.
Whilst we're there.
Look what he's done now, look. Why are you using that one for and not a shorter one?
Just someone's took all the tools.
You mean I've chucked my tools home and I've used them? I do apologise. I'm just showing now, ladies and gentlemen, how valuable my tools are around here. Yet again, holding the fort. It's like, you know, when somebody gives you a little sweetener on the deal. Clive chucked us in a transfer box.
See, this here is the lug what's been broken.
Because, have you explained them that Clive's mate, ex-mate, did some work on this car and he just sabotaged it.
Sniffed him over a bit.
Just, yeah. And obviously, so Clive ended up getting another transfer box to then replace it because of the look. It's not bad, like, to be honest, we could use this still, but it does need to have a bolt that goes through to the subframe, doesn't it?
It was missing a lot of bolts, so if you like launch this car hard, you could probably rip the transfer box straight off.
But if you need a transfer box, we've got one for sale.
You know how to do some lug repairs.
Yeah, look, mate, look.
What's the look between friends?
I'll sign it. That puts value on it.
In your signature.
Oh!
Oh, I bet that's transferred a few boxes.
Look at a shaft on her!
Shaft on that, Dave.
This is for you, Locke. This week on Car Cartel, would you rather? Would you rather find your parents' sex tape or have your parents find your sex tape? What would you rather?
None of them, Dave.
I'll put it on after Christmas dinner.
I would rather them find my sex tape. My mum and dad would be proud of me if they see me in action.
Silly though, innit?
What?
Silly, I don't...
What would you do, Jack?
Probably mine.
It's right, ain't it? We've even brought the toned it down a little bit to make them easy for you.
So remember the oil cooler, which this pipe was completely block solid, what come from the water pump. That's clear now, but I've literally just got this. I'm gonna have to get the airline on it, and I've got the, I mean it's not dead high pressure, but it should, right, see there's nothing coming through it. See some bubbles. It's getting a bit better, but it's all blocked up. So I think I'm gonna have to get the airline on that. But I can let this fluid sit in it overnight and see if it breaks anything down, but stuff like that, there's no point bolting it back on because straight away it's a blocked waterway and it's going to cause you problems. So there's probably going to be loads on this engine. I don't know what's going to be all blocked. But see if we can get it freed up. Yeah.
Oh, and it is a bit dark in this corner, so we just thought we'd get the light back up and working.
Right. We just dropped the head off at G's Automotive's engines in Ruisley. Yeah. Is that better for you?
It's alright.
Proper good geezer. We've been using him for quite a top while now, haven't we, Stoke?
I've had a few things done by him, yeah.
And what's the time? We've literally just got here at 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, and he says we can have it back tomorrow. So we've said, you know, you ain't got to rush it that much, but
You bow on Jack.
Hold on, finish
what a
that.
lovely turnaround that is. If only that happened in every other aspect of our journey.
We're not sponsored, but
No, we're not sponsored, but we like to big people
you're in
up
the
when they
area.
do good.
We ain't got it back yet.
yeah, that's true. We've been there before. So
Yeah, so it'll probably be 3 weeks' time.
alright.
Put your seatbelt anyway, safety first.
See you back in the parts washer.
Yeah, that's where I belong.
Speed is off again. Why are you?
We've got some weird issues.
Walk us around then, mate, walk us around.
So, we've dropped the rear diff off, as planned, complete. Well, not just the rear diff, the whole subframe, the shebang, the whole rear axle assembly. It's come down in one. Pretty straightforward, weren't it? And considering all the nuts and bolts ain't probably been off this since it's been built,
Yeah.
it's come off really well. Nothing's actually broke. And there's a bit of rust on that bit there, but you can see that's nice and clean. It's just when stuff like that starts breaking.
Oh, it's focused in there.
But no.
The one thing, obviously, when we first bought this car, I don't think we initially thought we were going to go to this length. But when you look at it, and obviously just the rust, all the bushes are gone in all these. If we're going, dropping the engine and stuff like that, we might as well give it a bit of a refresh as well.
I'd say it's only a couple of weeks more work just to have everything.
But it doesn't make the difference.
The other thing is, I think it's a common fault for these rear subframes to be absolutely rotted out. They normally are rotted out, and this, it's surface rust, it isn't rotten.
But you can see on everything, it's obviously had sitting water in certain places, all on the top of the subframe.
Yeah.
But it's had running water on it.
Possibly. But like as you can see, all the bushes in the rear subframe, they're all gone and they all need replacing really. Dave's just tore the whole thing out. You gotta mess it out. I leave this.
Don't keep just ripping everything to pieces, please.
So,
Shut up.
So we carry on now and get the exhaust off from the fuel tank?
Yeah.
And then
exhaust our fuel tank, then we'll strip this down.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Sweet.
So we've done for today's episode. As you can see, there's been a lot going on. A lot of stripping down, stripping bits off, getting everything ready for aqua blasting, powder coating, stuff getting refurbished and painted up, bits and bobs like that. So yeah, it's all in pieces.
Yeah. Once again, we've gone further than we thought we would.
Yeah, you know, when you start taking something off, you think, I might as well take that bit off, we'll do that. So I think this is as far as we're going to go taking this apart.
It definitely
now.
is.
Yeah. So yeah, catch us in the next episode, and
Like, follow, share and subscribe.
and hit Jack in the
Bell and buy some hats.
yeah, not this one though.
For that one.
'Cause we're not sponsored by
We can buy
GT4.
their hats as well if you
You
want.
can if you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or buy
See you
the
next
parts.
week.
See you next week.
Sure.
Today.